10 million years ago, a few brave creatures stand tentatively on wobbly legs. Their chance of survival is slight, as danger comes at them from all sides. So they learn to fend for themselves. They invent. They walk. They travel over land and sea. They explore and conquer the world. We are their descendants, white, black, yellow, or brown. We are all descendants of the same family. Over millions of years, our ancestors transmitted their knowledge to their children, from generation to generation, and finally to us. Today, this very knowledge allows us to trace our roots back, to investigate our past, and follow their stories. This is the extraordinary odyssey of our species. The connection with our distant ancestors is their remains, found scattered from Africa to Asia and Europe, a collection of skulls and bones stretching back millions of years. We think this human ancestral line begins with a small, ancient, ape-like skull almost 5 million years old. It belonged to a female Australopithecus named Lucy. Now we've come up through almost 4 million years. Australopithecus has given way to Homo habilis, the toolmaker, which in turn led to Homo ergaster, the walking man. It was Homo ergaster who walked out of Africa to populate more of the world and, in the process, become Homo erectus, the first truly upright man. It's now 1.2 million years ago. Homo erectus is forming the first known examples of what we would consider organized society. A small group of erectus has settled near a river. Within the group, duties are assigned. Specialization develops. Some take charge of dividing up the food, while the ones who have hunted take a rest. Sharing brings on obligations. The various parts of the animal are distributed, some even reserved. Adults are served ahead of children who often must wait and ask for their share. Breaking the rules is also part of growing up. The change in diet is incredibly important for the body, since protein feeds and accelerates the brain's rate of development. Strong bonds develop within the erectus family. Each member protects and watches out for the other. Children submit to parental authority and feel emotionally attached to those who treat them well. It is the 5th snake killed since dawn, and it will end up like all the others. Erectus now needs several tools. The two-faced weapon to do just about everything. The pounding tool to break bones, and cutters to get to the marrow. Homo erectus develops organized work. Gone are the times when man thought only of the present and focused on his personal needs. Now, the clan comes first. Cutting stones was not learned in a day. The old master teaches the young apprentice. With more sophisticated tools, technique becomes more involved and more time is required to make the tools. It takes skilled manpower. Young erectus must now work at acquiring new skills throughout his life. Old erectus no longer hunts, but he is a good stonecutter. So he teaches others. Teaching now takes on a large role in the life of the group, and the first outdoor schools are born. Behavior between men and women has also evolved. Things are not done the same way as before, or rather, less quickly. Seduction is refined. In Asia, in the Middle East, in Europe, in Africa, everywhere man has settled, he follows the same evolution. Invents, passes on what he learns, and slowly builds a society based on acquired knowledge. Men start to be different from each other, depending on the climate and environment in which they live. Skin color, hair color, the shape of the eyes are no longer the same everywhere. But these are only superficial differences. They share much more. Homo erectus will take a giant step forward. He will make a discovery that will change his entire life. One morning while hunting the mammoth, the one-eyed hunter speeds ahead of the others. The one-eyed hunter is curious, a little too curious sometimes, which cost him an eye. No one knows how erectus tamed fire. Although instinctively he knows to avoid it, he goes forward anyway. Since this one is rather small, he has to see from up close if he can kill it. The rest of his clan hangs back, fearful. As far back as anyone can remember, the orange beast has always been destructive. Maybe it happened like this. After being poked at, the beast follows him, a small part of it on the end of his spear. Everyone tries to warn him, but he doesn't see it at first. And then he kills it, very easily. It's a mystery. Without a word to anyone, the wise man of the clan goes forward to see for himself. Wise man is usually very careful, but something attracts him.